Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am doing my first ever read-along video, and that is going to be for the book Twilight. I have yet to read this book, which I know I'm super behind on, but I'm absolutely obsessed with the series. I watch the movies all of the time. They're my all-time favorite movies. I knew I needed to get my hands on the books and start reading the series, so I decided I would do a read-along video with you guys while I read this book and give my opinion as a Twilight stan. There will be some spoilers in this video, but I will have it sectioned off, so if for some reason you haven't watched the movies or you haven't read the series, I will make sure that you are noted when I'm going to speak of something. 403 pages, so we're gonna start reading this book. I'm super excited to read this. It's been super cloudy and just rainy where I live recently, so definitely a great time to read the Twilight books. What I'm very excited to read about this book is see how similar the movies are to the book, see if there's differences in the characters' personalities. I have heard Bella is very unlikable in this book, or just in the series in general. A lot of people don't like her in the movies either. I personally don't mind her, but I know a lot of people are not a big fan of her because she's just like boring and awkward, but I don't know, I find that very normal, so I enjoy it that she's not someone who's super different or anything like that. So far, reading this, it's super accurate to the movies, and honestly, I applaud the people who made the movies because it is very realistic, but it's also interesting to see what was different. For example, Jacob showed up at the beginning of the movie when she got her car, but he's not at the beginning of this when she got her car, so it's kind of interesting to see. Sorry if you can hear the rain. There is a few things I want to mention, only being a couple chapters in. The first thing is they've depicted the movies extremely well from the book. A lot of really small detail they mentioned in the book that majority of people would probably skim over. They included even like the coat rack at the beginning of the book they've mentioned that they included in the beginning of the movie, which I just think is really cool. All of the characters look pretty similar to how the characters in the book are, and I just think it's really cool. I love her writing style, and I feel like it's being set up really well. This might be a quick statement to make considering the fact I'm not even 50 pages in, but I do feel like this book seems like the characters are a little less awkward. Maybe that's a quick statement to make. It's 2 days later. I was set back slightly. I've just been really busy, but I'm going to continue reading this book, and all of the chapters are really long typically. I wanted to point that out. They're usually between 15 and 30 chapters, so definitely a little bit on the long side. I just read a couple chapters of it today, so I'm over 100 pages in, and I'm loving it so far. I always just wish whenever I watched the Twilight movies there was more movies, or there was just more content to absorb, because I love the world, I love the characters. This book is just perfect for me because I feel like I'm getting more detail about things that they obviously had to take out of the movies to be able to sum the movie up in like 2 hours or whatever. So it's nice to get the extra details, nice to get the extra situations, and I'm loving this book so much. And it's fun to see the characters they didn't include in the movie because they were either considered purposeless or just too much side characters that they didn't really need them in the movie, but it's still fun to be introduced to them. And yeah, so I'm going to continue reading this book tonight, and I will keep you updated on my Twilight journey. am really enjoying this book so far. I don't really have anything else to say because I'm not getting to anything that's like huge or groundbreaking that I feel the need to mention. I kid you not, I woke up like 20 minutes ago and I picked up my book right away and I was like, I need to read today because I didn't read the 2 chapters I wanted to yesterday, so I'm trying to read them now so that I'm just caught up. I just finished page 212 and chapter 12. So I do want to say a few critiques about this book so far that I've personally noticed because I want to be very transparent on my opinions, and as though this book is really enjoyable, there are things that I'm personally not the biggest fan of or I just find repetitive that I want to mention. So the first thing that I wanted to say is it gets really, really repetitive in certain chapters where to the point I feel like, oh my gosh, did I just read this chapter? And I'm genuinely enjoying the book, but they do really love to constantly repeat themselves. How many guys are swooning Bella and how many guys think she's gorgeous and want a chance with her, which is fine, it's cool, you're enjoying it for a while, but after a while it's like, we don't have the memory of a goldfish, we understand your perspective, we get it, she's hot. And they also love to mention how clumsy Bella is. Oh my gosh, she is so fragile, she trips on everything, she cuts herself on everything, she hurts herself all the time, even Edward mentions it constantly. I'm enjoying this book. I just did want to mention those things to people who are possibly going to read this in the future because I would totally agree with people who have that opinion that I've seen in reviews. So it does get a little repetitive at certain points for certain topics, which gets not frustrating. I mean, I'm constantly enjoying the book. Like, it's never like I'm like tired and just want to put it down. I'm fully enjoying it, but you do get over hearing about the same thing constantly, especially things that are like cheesy and kind of like, I'm so quirky and different. Good morning. I am continuing reading the Twilight book. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I'm gonna read for probably the next half hour or so, and then I have to probably start on some schoolwork, but who knows, I might read longer. Okay, so I read 100 pages of this book yesterday, and I thought this book was like 400 and something pages, but turns out that's just the epilogue. So I'm planning to finish this today. I also really enjoy making these reading videos. I've never made one before, and I find them entertaining. So if there's another book you want me to do a reading vlog for, let me know. And then I will possibly give spoilers. I don't know if I've probably spoiled something in this video on accident, or I'll just give all around my opinion and compare the movie a little bit to the book. So done. I have just finished the Twilight book, so we're going to discuss it, and I'm going to give my review and opinion, and then I want to kind of compare it to the movie a little bit and then give my critiques. First off, I would rate this book a 4 out of 5 stars. In comparison to the movie, I feel like it is very accurate. Majority of the scenes are in the movie, so I feel like they definitely prioritize the most important things. There were a few other scenes like banter and just kind of Edward and Bella getting to know each other and doing other activities, things that like you obviously can't include in the movie because the movies can only be so long, but I really enjoyed reading it because I liked seeing more descriptive words, a little bit more talk and scenery, and seeing them do other stuff together since the movie moves very quickly in the first one. I just personally really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Twilight fan, so I was really excited to read the book, and I just feel like I got such a lovely fill of Bella and Edward, and I found the book to be, I don't know, a good comparison. I would say the book and the movie are pretty spot on in comparison, and I feel like I enjoyed both almost just as much. Since I have watched the movie so many times, there were some points in the book that I was like, I mean, I knew exactly what was gonna happen because the book is like basically the exact same thing as the movie, but it was still enjoyable to me. I still really enjoyed it. The only critique that I could think of really is since I have seen the movie, I know the scenery, I know how things are set up, but if I read the book before watching the movie, there was a little bit of lack of description of the scenery and what was going on around them and kind of explaining things, because sometimes they would just almost like jump somewhere else and I'd be like, hey, where are we? I'm grateful I did see the movie almost first, just so I could kind of get a gist of like the scenery and just imagine what the movie looked like. I'd pretty much just use that for the book. And I liked watching the movie because now I can just imagine like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart as the characters instead of like making up my own people, which I feel like they would have looked pretty accurate to the description anyway, so they did a really good job with casting. Last thing I will say is if you have seen the movies, Bella and Edward move fast. Like their relationship moves like I think within like the span of a month or two. From the beginning of when she got there and then to like the school dance, I think that was like 1 month. They like fell in love and had all of this crazy relationship build up, and I was like, okay, the book's probably gonna be a little bit longer, they're gonna actually get to know each other, it'll probably be a little more realistic. They were literally saying how they wanted to get married, and she was talking about turning into a vampire 2 weeks into them talking. Like they just started dating like right before then, so I was like, okay, they were moving a little fast in the book too, but I found it entertaining. I think it's so entertaining because it's so far-fetched and unrealistic. Anyway, I'll see you guys all next week. If there's another book that you want to recommend me, or you want me to do another reading vlog to a specific book, let me know, and I will see you guys all next time. I love you so much. Peace out.